Hi everybody, welcome to Chef Pat's Shred Show. Today, a little different than couch potato jamming. Let's wire up a three-way toggle for a Les Paul. Let me adjust this up to my workbench. Still shredding from the couch, I guess, but okay. Hands, work area, okay. First of all, we got a three-way toggle. I'm just gonna kind of prep it to get ready to throw in a Les Paul with some braided cable and things like that. So first, let's get some cable out and we'll establish what's what. Probably only need three of these. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, my video work isn't as good as Adam Savage's, but or a bunch of other YouTubers out there that know what they're doing. What I'm going to try to do is wire this tall gold Switchcraft three-way toggle for Les Paul. How most of us amateur guitar folks do this. We're not in a luthier shop, we're on a fancy workbench, so it's kind of make do. Make do with what we got. So bear with me and we'll get through this. First, what I'm gonna do is, we got this nice pullback wire. I'll try to have some tools handy here, but we'll take a look at what these ends have to offer us here. Maybe I'll have to tin all this stuff up and get it ready to go. So what we're gonna do is do the selectors first, kind of, I think like this, and then we're gonna heat shrink wrap all this stuff too. So we got to do that. I don't have the greatest soldering tools, but there's one of the wires ready to go. My soldering iron isn't the greatest, but we'll try it. It looks like it's getting to go there. So stupid. Come on. There we go. I think it's starting to get hot here. Okay. The soldering iron is junk. Total sando iron. Come on. There we go. You don't want to glob a ton of it in there. There's one. You want a nice shiny joint. There is one. We'll turn it around to this side and we'll get another one going here. We got to do 3 total, 1 for each pickup and then 1 for both. So the separate one, you got to have 1 for each side. So when you select your pickup here, yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. We'll get that like that. Get some solder working. Come on, soldering gun. Let's go. Come on, fucker. Let's go. There's two. Flip it around. We got to do, these two go together. So we'll squeeze them like that. There we go. We'll get another wire set up here and pulled back. I learned how to do all this stuff just from trial and error, you know, but also there's a lot of great YouTubers out there that do this stuff that you can catch tips and pointers for, which we all do. But if you've been modding your guitars since you've been able to mod something, then you have probably done something like this. And sometimes it goes super simple. And then sometimes you'll catch these snags and it'll fight you the whole way. But hopefully this doesn't. Because what I'm gonna do, this is the first video in a series of how to hot rod a cheap guitar from China. So the next installment, I'm just prepping this now. I don't expect the guitar to get here for quite a while, but I ordered one from a shop. I talked to the guys that make them there, or at least I think I did anyway, and ordered what I wanted. And I ordered it without electrics. So what I'm gonna do is take all these parts that I have accumulated with over the years of doing stuff like this and see if we can make a $225 Chibson Les Paul Custom sound like $1 million. And I know there's a lot of YouTube comparison videos with Chibson guitars, and a lot of those videos were getting decent results and people are digging these guitars. So I know it's a copyright infringement, blah, 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 but you know what? Who can afford $6 grand for a white Les Paul Custom? And once you do get one, why would you, I mean, I want to play the thing. So that's what we're doing here. I'm gonna set something up for far less, way far less than 7, 8, 9, 10,000 for Randy Rhoads aged cream white custom. I mean, come on. Eventually, maybe someday, yeah, if I was loaded, I would love to own one of those real ones. And maybe someday I will. And maybe someday I will get a soldering iron that works, or I will learn proper soldering techniques, how to clean this so it works every time, so I don't sit here and go through this bullshit of it fucking up all the time, like, or excuse my French. Dave's World of Fun Stuff would have appreciated that. I learned a lot from watching that guy's channel. He's a really good luthier. Twerford, up in Canada, Twerfwood guitar, whatever. He's really awesome too. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. And you know, it's well worth it. I just wish my soldering machine, I may have to get a new one of these, everybody. Oh, you rat bastard. You don't come out of there right when I'm ready to hit you and make you perfect. You come out of there again, didn't you? All right, what we'll do is try to secure that a little bit so it doesn't pop out every time I touch it. There we go. As you can see, this is the fun part about not being able to leave your guitars alone. I mean, I suppose it gives me something to do, but it's also the tedious part. You know, this is just one little switch. Now, all the guitars I make, which a few people out there are playing them right now, you can imagine the time it takes to do stuff like this when you don't have a proper bench. Ow, fuck. Sorry, that was uncalled for. Okay, come on, stick. You prick. Okay. Let's heat you up. Stick. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right, so what we got now looks like one of them things in, as you can see, we got those joints. Now what I'm gonna do is shrink wrap those, put some heat shield on there to tighten it up and get those to go the way I want them to. And we will be done with this stupid little vid. So I got this size, excuse me, will probably fit over it. So I need 4 of them, so I will cut 4 pieces. Oh, like, let's go like that. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we'll simply put this on like this. Don't tell me that busted. Is that solder joint? No. Did that come loose? No. Oh, that's the double. We need a bigger one on the double. Okay. So, there it is. Here's some fatter stuff that I can cut and double. I'm kind of going fast here because I know these YouTube videos can be stupid and boring. But this is kind of how us homeboy do it on the sofa, do-it-yourselfers do this kind of stuff. Then I'll get that like that. Let me get some heat working here. Sorry, hold on. Technical difficulty. The lighting department. The hell. Hey there. Okay. Sorry. Let's go. I'm such an amateur. Chef Pat. All right, hold on. How's that? Is that back? All right, so now what I'm gonna do is get my hot gun. Too much for the hot gun. There we go. and we'll shrink that right over that joint and that, and it'll save us with some grounding and all that. That seems pretty good. Now this stuff has some adhesive in it too. Okay, is that... Okay, you know what? We didn't need this one to go all the way through the ground. So I'm going to do a different technique. I'm going to take a hunk of this yellow here. Give us a nice chunk to give us something to work with here. We'll pull this back to expose. The nice stuff about this vintage style pullback, you don't need wire cutter. You can just pull that waxy cotton back. And what I'm gonna do is make a little ground chassis caddy thing here. If I can do this properly, it shouldn't be too tough. I should just be able to get this hot. Sorry, y'all. What the hell's going on with my soldering iron? Okay, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. It'll help if I plug it in. We're back. All right, there it goes. Come on. The art of couch soldering. There's something wrong with this fuck. Ow! There it is. Come on. There we go. There we be, matey. All right. So now that that is hooked up, let's get rid of this. And the whole idea is this is the ground. So I don't need to run a whole nother big fat ground cable through that guitar. But what we do need to do is connect all these wires, connect all these kind of like this. So when this goes down the hole in the Les Paul, like that, that switch will be sitting down in the hole. These wires here can snake to your pickups, and so you can select. Now it has to be grounded. So what we're gonna do is make a little thing here, a cool little deal with this wire. But first what I wanna do to secure these is I wanna get these little rubber sleeves over here, because it'll save this from like grounding on anything. It just kind of also, in my mind, it's an unnecessary step to cover those up like that. But what it will do is, I think it makes your joint stronger, and it just looks better, you know? Let's do this one too, and then I'll show you a slick little thing what I'm going to do with this wire. So none of that stuff is touching, so we're gonna be pretty dang well sure that that we will not get any grounding or any funky buzzes or anything touching, you know, or whatever. Okay. We'll get that melted on there. Okay. That looks good. And now what we want to do is, that's gonna go like that. And we're gonna peel back this wire. Let's cut it at about here. And then what we'll do is we'll peel back this and expose a lot of bit of this wire here. And what we'll do, actually, I'd like to get a little more of it than that. So I'm gonna get a scissors and try to do some cutting here. I just want to cut this back a little more. Wow, that stuff is, there we go. Shit, there's even more on there, huh? Okay, we want this whole wire. Ta-da. Okay, now what we're gonna do is to make sure all these are connected to the connecticazoink, is let's make a nice little tight, ground, so we know, see, that's the ground, so that yellow, we know all these are touching that and grounded. And you know what I'm gonna do is take another piece of that fatty heat shrink, instead of soldering that, in case I have to take it apart or something, we'll make it easier. And we'll get a little, like, we'll measure that shrink tube to about, let's take about that much on there. And to get this stuff off, you just reheat it. You can slice it. I like to slice it down the middle with a razor blade before reheating it. And, okay, now you see that nice little tight package there that we just made? I'm gonna heat this up. We'll watch it shrink there so that we know it's covering our solder joint, or our grounding point. And voila, there you have it. We have one wiring harness in Gibson Gold for a Les Paul. And we will be installing this in that Chinese Les Paul on the channel once we get it. And believe you me, I'm still learning how to do this, so till next time, Chef Pat, wiring harness.